Okay, good morning students. Welcome to the session. Now today's class we discuss about cache memory. What is a cache memory? What are the characteristics of cache memory? Okay, discuss about the characteristics of cache memory. Cache memory is a smaller in size, but it is very expensive and it is also faster. It can store only 1 KB of data. But compared to the main memory and also auxiliary memory, it is a very faster. The execution time of the cache memory is a faster. Okay, what are the characteristics of cache memory? Okay, what are the characteristics of cache memory is? Characteristics of cache memory is it is smaller in size, it is very fast compared to the other memories, and the accessing time also more. But the storage capacity is 1 KB. These are the characteristics of cache memory. It is smaller in size compared to the main memory and auxiliary memory, and it is a very faster calculation and executes the program very faster with the help of CPU than the normal program. Okay, and accessing time, the execution time also more, and it can store, the storage capacity of the cache memory is 1 KB. Okay, this is about the characteristics of cache memory. Here, let us discuss about what is a cache memory briefly. Analysis of large number of typical programs has shown that the reference to the memory, any given interval of time, tend to confuse it within few localized areas in the memory. Here, the cache memory that can access the program with the help of the program that can be executed with the help of CPU. Okay, compared to the cache memory, the main memory is slower than the cache memory. The data that located in the main memory or cache memory, the program that can be executed with the help of CPU only. Okay, this phenomena is known as a property of locality of reference. Okay, here this phenomena is property of locality of reference. Okay, within a few seconds, the program that can be executed with the help of cache memory, that is known as a property of property of locality of reference. This phenomena is called the property of locality of reference. If the active portion of the program and data is placed in the fast small memory is nothing but cache memory. This is a fast memory and also small memory. The storage capacity is less compared to the other memories. The average memory access time can be reduced. Thus the total execution time of the program, such fast and small memory is referred to as cache memory. What is the characteristics of cache memory? It is smaller in size, but also it is very faster compared to the other memories, and its accessing time is also a more, and it can store only small amount of data. In some cases, the problem is arranged with the small amount of data. With the small amount of data, the large programs will not be executed with the help of cache. Okay. Okay, the performance of cache memory is frequently measured in terms of the quantity called hit ratio. The performance of cache memory is frequently measured in terms of quantity called hit ratio. The performance of cache memory is frequently measured in terms of the quantity is called hit ratio. That quantity is called hit ratio. For example, in every program you have to take the for loop. I is equal to 0, I less than 100, I plus plus. In any program, all other statements are executed one time. For loop, it can be executed 100 times. Okay, whatever the number it may be, it can be executed 100 times. The cache memory is also like that. It can be used frequently. Frequently it can be done. The performance is done frequently. Okay, what is the performance of here function? Okay, function it is performed reusability purpose. We have to use the function. Okay, like that only cache memory also used for the frequent purpose. Okay, the performance of cache memory is frequently measures in terms of quantity. Okay, frequently measures in terms of quantity is called hit ratio. The cache memory can be done frequently. It can be measured frequently. That is called the hit ratio. When the CPU refers to the memory and find the word in cache, it is said to be the processor a hit. Okay, when the CPU refers to the memory, find the word in the cache and it is said to produce a hit. Okay, from CPU has some memory that is to place it in cache. The word is placed in the cache. That procedure is called hit ratio. Okay, if the word is not found in the cache, what means any content or program is not found in the cache, it is in main memory and it counts as a miss. Okay, if the performance of cache memory is frequently measured in terms of quantity is called hit ratio. Okay, frequently measure the quantity is called hit ratio. When CPU refers to the memory and find the word in cache, if the CPU asks to main memory if the word is present in the cache memory. Whether the word does not present in the cache memory or main memory, it is called as miss hit miss. The memory that not present in the cache memory that is called the hit miss. Hit ratio means it performed frequentially measured, and also okay, the data that does not present in the main memory or cache memory, does not found in the cache memory, it is in main memory, it counts as a miss. Here you simply say that cache memory contains a data. CPU refers to main memory, the cache memory has some word or not. Okay, it does not, that is known as a hit. Here the cache memory has some content, it is nothing, it is known as it is produced as a hit. The cache memory does not contain any word, that is known as a hit miss. This is a hit miss. The basic characters of cache memory is very fast and accessing time. Already we know about that. This is a fast accessing time. The transformation of data from main memory to cache memory is referred to mapping process. Okay, mapping process means we have to transfer the data. This is a main memory and this is a cache memory. The transferring the data from main memory to cache memory, that process is called the mapping process. Like this, we have to transfer the data. This is a main memory and this is a cache memory. Okay, here the transformation of data from main memory to cache memory, this process is called, here we call it as mapping process. Okay, the characteristics or data that can be transferred from main memory to cache memory, that process is called mapping process. Therefore, very little or no more must be wasted when searching for word in the cache. In this, another more advantage of cache memory is, okay, very little or no time must be wasted for searching of word in the cache. For searching of data, any data in cache memory does not wasted. Okay, it is smaller in size and accessing time also fast. In whatever the data it is available in the cache memory, it is not wasted. It is useful for the program execution. The transformation of information, data or program from main memory to the cache memory, that process is called the mapping process. What are the advantages of cache memory? Okay, its accessing time is very fast. It is a very faster than the other memories, main memory and auxiliary memories. Okay. Next, it accessing time also fast, that memory does not wasted in the cache memory. Okay, it can hold, it is a very smaller in size. Its storage capacity is 1 KB. Okay, there are the 3 types of mapping procedures. Okay, the data, 3 types of mapping procedure. The data that can be transferred from main memory to the cache memory, it represented as a mapping process. Here, the 3 types of mapping procedures are practically inserted when considering the organization of cache memory. Cache memory has 3 types of mapping process. One is associative mapping, direct mapping, set associative mapping. Associative mapping, direct mapping and set associative mapping. These 3 are the mapping process, the data that can be transferred from main memory to the cache memory. Associative mapping. Next, second one direct mapping. Third one set associative mapping. Okay, this is the example of cache memory. This is the example and hardware representation in the computer of cache memory. Okay, this is a main memory. Okay, it has 32K into 12 bits. This is a main memory. This is a cache memory. It has a 512 words and 12 bits representation. For each word it is represented in 12 bits. Okay, 12 bits means it consisting of zeros and ones. Here cache memory can be identified 512 words. Means for in 512 words, 1 bit represented 1010. This is in the form of 12 bits. This is in the form of 12 bits. Like that only here we have to place it 512 with the representation of 12 bits. Okay, this is a cache memory. Here 32K, each bit is represented in 32K, we have represented in 12 bits. This is a main memory. Okay, main memory has a high storage capacity. But what is the performance of main memory? The data that is provided in the main memory, it is lost whenever the system is switch off. Okay, it is not a permanent storage. Okay, auxiliary memory is a secondary memory that has only the permanent storage device. Okay, this is a cache memory. Okay, these both are main memory and cache memory is connected to the CPU. This is a central processing unit, the whole program that can be executed with the help of CPU. Okay, with the help of the main memory has a program that can be executed with the help of CPU. This is an example of cache memory. It contains main memory. Cache memory is connected with the CPU, directly connected with the CPU. With the help of main memory, the CPU executes the program. Okay, first let us see about the mapping process. We have three mapping process: associative mapping, direct mapping and set associative mapping. Let us discuss about one by one. First of all, associative mapping. The faster and more flexible cache organization uses the associative memory. And here one of more disadvantage of cache memory is it is very high cost. The cost is very high compared to the main memory and also auxiliary memory. Cache memory is a high cost. Okay, coming to the associative mapping, the fast and more flexible cache organization uses the associative memory. This associative memory is the fastest and most flexible. The associative memory stores both address and the content of data of memory word. It can holds both the address and content of the word, memory word. Content means here data. In associative mapping, it is also known as what is associative memory. Associative memory, it both it can available only content addressable memory. Here address associative mapping, it can store both address and content, means data of the memory word. This permits any location in cache to store any word in the main memory. The associative memory, the associative mapping can store the memory in cache. That cache transfer to the main memory. That permits the location in cache to store any word from the main memory. From main memory we have to store with the help of cache. That permits this. What is that? Associative memory permits the location in cache store any data from main memory. Okay, the address value of 15-bit is shown as a 5-digit octal number. Okay, the address value of 15-bit is shown in the 5-digit octal number, and its corresponding 12-bit word is shown in the 4-digit octal number. This is done in the associative mapping implementation. Okay. Okay, here this is associative mapping is a faster, very more flexible to the users. Okay, in associative memory. Associative Memory stores both the address and the context of the memory word. Okay, here it permits associative memory. Associative mapping permits the cache to store any word in the main memory. And the address values, it consists two address values. One is 15 bits and another one is 12 bits. Okay, associative mapping has two address values. 15 bits, it is representation is 15 bits and 12 bits. 15 bits has a 5 digits octal number. Each bit is represented with 5 digit octal number. And 12 bit word is shown in the 4 digit octal number. 4 digit octal number. 15 bit is represented with 5 digit octal number. 12 bit is represented with 4 digit octal number. Okay, the CPU address of 15 bits. Already we know what is a 15 bit and what is a 12 bits. It associative mapping identify both 12 bit representation and also 15 bit representation. Okay, the CPU address of 15 bit is placed in the argument register and associative memory is searched for matching address. Here this is a associative mapping of cache. All numbers in octal. Here we have to know, all numbers are in octal, 15 bit representation and 12 bit representation. These both are known as a represented in octal number. Here the CPU address is 15 bits. Okay, 15 bits. This is the argument register. The data coming from CPU address to argument register. Here we have to denote this is the address and this is the data. The associative mapping that can holds both address and data. That can store both address and data. Okay, data means content also. Content is nothing but a data. Associative mapping that can be stores the address and the content or data. Okay, the CPU has a 15 bit. Here this is the address and this is a data. Okay, this is a 15 bit. Already we see in the last slide. Okay, 15 bit is a 5 bit octal number and 12 bits is shown in the 4 bit octal number. Here this is a 5 bit. Okay, this is represented in 5 bit octal. Each bit is denoted as octal. Octal. Okay, every bit is denoted in octal. 3, 6. Totally this is a 15. Okay, each bit is represented with 3 digits. Octal is represented in 3 digits. Okay, here 3 plus 3, 6. Okay, 6 plus 6, 12 plus 3, 15. Okay, each bit is represented with octal number. This total number is, the address is 15 bit. Okay, in this 15 bit, each bit is represented with octal. Here we have to take first address is 0, 1, 0, 0, 0. This is in the form of 5 bit representation. Okay, the address register has totally 15 bits. Each bit represents the 3 bit octal. 3 bit octal. Okay, for every bit is represented with 3 bit. 3, 3, 6. 6 plus 3. This is totally 12. 15. Totally 15 bits are present in the address register. And the data is consisting of 12 bit. 12 bit means here for every octal, it is a 3 bit representation. It is also 12 bit representation. 3, 3, 6, 5, 0. Okay, here for every bit that can be represented with 3 bit. 3 means in binary we have to note 0, 1, 1. 4 means 1, 0, 0. Okay, 5 means 1, 0, 1. Here 0 means represented as 0, 0. This is 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, totally 12 bits. Address contain 15 bits, data contain 12 bits. Okay, each bit represented in octal number. It is represented with 3 bit representation. Octal is represented in 3 bit representation. This is a associative mapping cache. It contains both address register and data. Address and data. Okay, consisting of 15 bits and it consisting of the 12 bits. For each bit it represented as octal. Octal is defined in 3 bits. Okay, for every value we can add 3, 3, 3, 3 like that. Here also 3 means that is in the binary form 0, 1, 1. 4 means 100, 5 means 101, 0 means 00. It is total we have to represent it in 12 bits. Data is 12 bits, address is 15 bit. Okay, next coming to the direct mapping. Okay, what is the disadvantage of associative mapping means its cost is very high. Okay, that's why we coming to the direct mapping. This is a third mapping process in the cache memory. We have three types of mapping process: associative mapping, direct mapping, set associative mapping. Associative mapping is a flexible and it is a faster. Okay, it can store both the data and address in the memory. Okay, with the help of associative mapping, we have to access the data from the CPU main memory to cache. Okay, we have to access the data from main memory. Okay, here we have address has 15 bits and data has 12 bits. Each bit is represented with the octal number. It is represented with three binary numbers. Okay, here coming to the direct mapping, associative memories are expansive compared to the random access memory. What is the disadvantages in the disadvantage in the associative mapping? It is a very expensive, but it is a faster and accessing time also more, and it is also flexible to user, but it is very expensive. Associative mapping is expensive. Associative memory or the expensive compared to random access memory. Okay, the CPU address of 15 bits is divided into two fields, 15 bits. Here the CPU has 15 bits. In associative mapping we have 15 bits. Okay, in last diagram we contain CPU address is 15 bits and then pass it to argument register, address and data register. Okay, here the CPU address of 15 bits is divided into two fields. The 15 bits are divided into two fields. Here the 15 bits are divided into two fields. The 9 least significant bit constitute the index field and remaining 6 is tag field. Here we have to identify 15 bits is divided into 2. 9 is denoted with index field. 9 is represented with index field and another one 6 bit represented with tag field. Here totally we have CPU address has 15 bits. Here in direct mapping we have to classify it into two types. 9 bits is represented as index field and 6 bit represented as tag field. 9 bit is represented as index field, 6 bit represented as tag field. The number of bits in the index field is equal to number of address bits required to access the cache memory. Okay, here the number of bits in index field is equal to number of address bits required in the access the cache memory. Okay, the number of bits in the index field means 9 least significant. Okay, number of bits in the index field are equal to the address of bits required in the cache memory. Here the direct mapping has two fields. Total we have CPU address has 15 bits. So it is classified into two. 9 means it represented as an index field and 6 means it represented as tag field. Okay, with the comparison of number of bits or in the index field is equal to the number of bits available in the address bit is access. Address is known as a cache memory. Okay, this is the address relationship between the main and cache memory. Okay, here we have to represent two types. Direct mapping is represented in two types, tag and index. Direct mapping is represented as tag and index. Tag represents 6 bits and the index represents 9 bits. Okay, totally CPU address has 15 bits. Okay, this is in the octal form. Okay, the tag has, okay, here and here we have to represent 6 bit is represented in 2 bit format, 9 bit is represented in 2 bit format. Here each bit is represented in 3 bits. Okay, 3. Here 3, 0, 1 0 is considered as 3 bit and another 0 is considered as 3 bit. Total tag field has 6 bits. Here 9 means 1 bit is Here we have 3 bits. One bit represented with 3, another bit is represented with 3, and next third bit is represented with 3. Total index field is 9 bit. Okay, this is also represented in octal. Okay, 9 bits means 007. Here we have to take 7. Okay, here from 00 we have to take 777. This is a octal address. Okay, here consisting of the main memory and cache memory. Okay, main memory. This is a main memory and this is a cache memory. It has 32K and 12 bits. It has a capacity compared to the cache memory. Main memory has a highest capacity, 32K into 12 bits. Okay, the address is 15 bits and data is 12 bits. In previous diagram we see this is the address. Address is a 15 bit and data is 12 bits. Okay, this is the main memory. Address is 12 bits and address is 15 bits, data is 12 bits. Okay, here like from the octal address is coming from the tag is 2 bits representation and the index is coming from 3 bit representation, and again index is coming from 3 bit representation. Here in main memory we have input coming from both tag field and index field. Tag has only 2 bit representation, and a 6 bit means it individually calculate this is a 3, this is a 3. Here also 9 bit that is calculated in 3 parts. It is in representation that representation is nothing but octal representation, octal address format. Okay, the index field transfer the information to the here cache memory. This is a main memory, this is a cache memory. Here we have to represent it as 3 bits. For each individual bit is represented as 3 bits. This is a octal address. Here we have to take 777. Here main memory can access tag field and index field 777. Here the octal, here cache memory, that is only comes the input from the index field. That is in the form of 9 bits. Okay, the cache memory can access the 512 words, each word consisting of 12 bits. Cache memory has in any operation, in any hardware implementation, cache memory is 512 into 12 bit representation. In 512 word, every bit is in the form of 12 bit representation. Here the address is 9 bit and data is 12 bits. Okay, here the address is 9 bit and data is 12 bits. Okay, here the address is only coming from the 9 bits. Here we have the address is both. The address of main memory is come from tag field and index field. 9 plus 6 is here address is 15 and data is 12 bits. Here the address in cache memory, the address is coming from only the index field. That's why address is represented as 9 bits. Okay, only the 9 bit information is passed to the cache memory. This is each bit represented as 3 bit 77. Okay, data is in the 12 bits. Okay, this is about the addressing relationship between the cache and main memory. Okay, it consisting of, this is a direct mapping. Direct mapping consisting of the 2 types, totally 15 bits. That 15 bits is divided into 2. 9 is index field and 5 is data tag field. Okay, here we have to take in the octal address. This is a main memory and this is a cache memory. Here the address is a 15 bits total. The main memory has the input of tag and index, both are combined. It is known as a 15 bit representation, and the data is a 12 bit representation. Here the address is coming from only the index field. That's why the address is known as a 9 bits. The data is 12 bits. Next, coming to the individual address, we have to identify. Okay, this is a memory address, this is a memory data. Okay, this is a index address, tag and data. Okay, this is a main memory. Okay, this is also the direct mapping, main memory and cache memory. Okay, here this is a memory address. Okay, like that in computer the memory is like this. This is a main memory and this is a cache memory. Okay, here the memory of data 0 has a content 1220. Here 00777 has a content 2340. This is a memory address. This is a content or data of memory. This is a memory address or the content of data or memory. Coming to the cache memory, we have the tag and data. Tag has only, it represented in 6 bits. That's why this is 3, this is 3. here data is 12 bits. Okay, each bit represented as 3 octal. This is 12 bits. Okay, the input is 0, 0, 0. Okay, the input is coming from, for cache memory, the input is coming from only the index register. Okay, index field. For cache memory, only the input is coming from index field. That is in the form of 9 bit. 9 bit means we call it as 0 means for 3 bit, 3 bit, 3 bit. Okay, likewise, and so on 7. This is a 3 bit, this is 3 bit, this is a 3 bit. Here we have to place some data. Okay, 0 to 6710. Here in direct mapping only we have to provide only single statement, single line of data only provided in the direct mapping. It consisting of two fields, tag field and index field. It consisting of the tag and data. Tag has 6 bit, data has 12 bits. It can provide by, we verify the 7777 address. This is a memory index address. We have to identify what is the content available in the 777, that is 0 to 6710. This is a tag field number and this is a data field number. Like that we have to identify. Here we have to see, okay, 0 to 777. We have to see, this is a, here 02 is tag field. Okay, we have to compare between the main memory and cache memory. Here 02 means tag field, 777 means index field. Okay, here in cache memory only we have index field only. We have to identify which number is located in main memory. Already we see in the example, whatever the data in the main memory, that is also in the cache memory, then only the mapping process will be occurred. Okay, the data that is available in the main memory and also the data that is available in the cache memory, then only the CPU can be executed. Here 02 means a tag field, 777 means index field. Here we have to identify the address of 02 777 is 6710. Okay, here address is 6710. Here coming to the cache memory, we have to identify with the index address 777. Here tag is placed in one column and data is placed in one column. Here the data is matches with main memory and cache memory. The direct memory process is the data that is in main memory and also presents in the cache memory. We have to identify with the address of tag field and index field. Okay, here there is no tag field. Okay, that's why we have to refer that number available in the main memory, that is also in cache memory with the help of this 777. Only index field will be identified. 02 is placed in tag field, 6710 is the data. It is contains a 12-bit representation. Okay, each bit will be carried 3 bit. Totally we have 12-bit representation. The data that is matched to the main memory to the cache memory. Okay, this is about the direct mapping cache organization. Okay, coming to the third one, set associative mapping. Okay, this is the index. Index is represented in, this is the index register. Index field means it represented as 9 bit. Each bit is represented with 3. Here we have the tag field data and tag data. Here in direct mapping, what is the disadvantage of direct mapping? It can identify only the single column of the data. Okay, we have to take the index of 777. In the tag field is 02 and in data field has some content 6712 like that. Okay, here what is the advantage of associative mapping? We have to identify the more number of rows. Okay, we have to identify in the set associative mapping the more number of rows. Okay, this is an index field. Okay, here we have to the 3-bit representation tag field that contains only the 2-bit. 2-bit means 6-bit representation. Each bit represented as 3-bit. Next, the data of 3450 means, okay, the data available in the 01 means 3450. It is represented in 12 bits. Okay, this is represented as 12 bits. 6 is data bits. Here that is 777. Okay, here in direct mapping we only identify the single tag and data fields. In set associative mapping we have to identify the both columns, okay, both rows. 777 tag is 02, the content is 6710 like in the direct mapping. Here, okay, and another tag also identified. Here we have to take index field 777 002340. Okay, they have it is also known as two-way set association mapping cache. It is also known as two-way set association mapping cache. Okay, this diagram is nothing but two-way. In direct mapping, only one way we have to represent it. In set associative mapping, we have to represent the data in two-way with the tag field and data field. Okay, here in set associative mapping, we have only the tag field. The index is represented with the index member. Here the two-way, the set association mapping is two-way representation of the mapping. Okay. Okay, set associative mapping is a two-way representation of the data. Okay, here this is about the cache memory. What is the advantage of cache memory? Okay, what is the advantages of cache memory? It is a very faster and it is accessing time is more. Okay, and but it is small. Its storage capacity also 1 KB. Okay, here the hit ratio will be increased when the frequently the data in the cache memory will be frequently rewind, frequently performed. That's why we call it as a hit ratio. Whenever the hit is the CPU refers the memory and find the word cache, it is produced as hit. When the CPU refers the memory, find the word in the cache, that is known as a hit ratio. Hit ratio. Whenever the data is does not provide in the main memory, then it is known as a hit miss. The data refers to CPU to the main memory and find the word in cache, that is known as a hit. If the data is not found in main memory, the CPU refers to the main memory, the data is available in cache or not, the data is nothing, that is known as a hit miss. Okay, the cache memory is a fast accessing time and the data is the data coming from main memory to the cache memory, that process is known as a mapping process. Already we discussed about this mapping process. We have mainly three types of mapping process: associative mapping, direct mapping and set associative mapping. This is about the example of cache memory internally available in the computer. Main memory 32K into 12, cache memory is 512 words in 12-bit representation, and CPU, the data that can be transferred directly CPU to the, whenever the CPU wants the data or execute any program, the CPU can access the main memory to request the cache memory has the content or not. Okay. Okay, the fastest and more flexible cache memory is a cache organization is associative mapping. It consisting of two types, both address and the data. Data means content. It stores the both the data and the address. Okay, it permits the cache store the word in main memory. Okay, the address value of 15 bits already we see in the figure. Okay, CPU address is 15 bits and argument register. Okay, address contains only 15 bit, data contains 12 bits. For each bit it represents as a 3. Totally we have 15 bit. Here also each bit represented with 3. That is a octal number. Okay, this is a 12 bit representation. Okay, all associative mapping cache is with 12 octal number, all in the octal number. Next, coming to the associative mapping. Okay, what is the disadvantage of associative mapping is it is very expensive, but it is a faster, it is very expensive than the direct mapping. Okay, direct mapping, CPU address 15 bits is divided into two fields, tag field and index field. Tag field and index field. Tag field has a 6-bit representation and index field has 15-bit representation. This is a address relation between the main and cache. Okay, here only the main memory has both the data getting from tag and index field, while cache memory has not come from the data tag field. Cache memory has only the index field address. Okay, index is represented in 9 bits. 9 is it individually represented as 3. 6 also, 6 tag also 6-bit representation, each bit representation with the 3. This is octal address. The octal address is also represented like this. Okay, this is a main memory and that is a cache memory. The main memory has an address 15 bits, data has a 12 bits, and cache memory is a 9-bit representation. It can be get the data from only the index field, and data equal to 12 bits. Okay, this is an example of direct mapping cache organization. Okay, memory data. This is a main memory. This is a cache memory. Here we have to identify the index address, tag, and data. Here, what is the direct mapping? We have to identify only the one row of the data. Okay, this is the disadvantage in the direct mapping. Okay, here the main memory has some content. That content is also available in the cache memory. When the CPU refers, the both data is same. Okay, cache memory send the data to the main memory. That's why we have to compare both the data, both the similar data is present in main memory and cache memory. Okay, coming to the set associative mapping. Okay, what is the disadvantage of direct mapping? The direct mapping disadvantages means it is only refers only single row. Okay, it can refers double with 2 rows data. Two-way set association mapping is occurred in the set associative mapping. Okay, then in direct mapping, the frequently occurred means hit ratio will be drastically decreases. That is a disadvantage of direct mapping. Okay, hit ratio is drastically decreases. That's why we have to avoid the direct mapping. And coming to the set associative mapping, it is represented with two rows. Okay, here 777 is the index address. Here tag field is 02, the content is 6710. Okay, tag field is 6-bit. This is a 12-bit representation. Index field is 7. Index field means 9-bit representation. This is a two-way associative mapping. That's why we have to get the data very easily. That's why we have to prefer the set associative mapping, then associative mapping and direct mapping. Okay, this is about the cache memory. Next class we discuss about the next topic, that is virtual memory. Okay, thank you.